oh, communication is key. Like communication. But then when they're mad or they're upset or they're sad, they're in their feelings. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, like don't talk to me. like just actually stay over there. Like I'm in my own bubble. Yeah. And the man's just like, what happened? I thought communication was key. Like,
and the man don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that's it. Most of the time they don't know what to do.
Because men are problem solvers. Yeah. They're just like, what's the solution? And sometimes the way women think that they just either want to vent or just be mad for a little bit.
And they want to talk to.
Yeah.
And that's what I discovered. And when a lady say, leave, or I don't want to see you, it does not mean you should go, dumbhead. You got to stay and talk to her. Try to understand her. She want you to be present, but she don't want to say that. So when they say
I
leave.
said red light, but it's green light. Like, children, come out, it doesn't mean that you're not prioritizing them. Of course, they are a big priority. But you need to make a good decision in the first place on making the person that you're going to be creating children with. Yeah. Make sure that you guys are a team.
Yeah, without your wife, there's no child.
Exactly.
So if someone says that to me, like, hey, I'm going to prioritize my wife, my child first and then my wife, I'm going to ask that person, just imagine you're in a situation where your wife was pregnant and she's about to give birth. And the doctor asks you, what do you want to save? Is it your wife or your child? Right. Who are you going to save?
Right. That's a good one.
Who are you going to save? But if you believe that things do change, it's just a present description of her state of mind, and then you're going to know there's hope. And if you lost hope in life, then what else is there?
Hope. No, that just got deep really quickly.
No, I'm serious. Like, what else is there? Yeah. Because once there's hope, you believe that tomorrow is going to be better. But if you don't believe in the future, why are you living? Why are you existing?
Oh, wow.
Why are you laughing?
No, that was fire.
But don't you believe that?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this has been the most craziest episode ever. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Benrolins Blueprint Podcast. I'm your host, Benrolins Awandem. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. We really appreciate you for everything you do. I've been off for a while, but I'm back. I'm so sorry. I had a lot of commitments to take care of, but you guys are more important to me than anything. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And today is going to be an amazing episode. Trust me, I have an amazing and beautiful lady in the building. She is a podcaster, a business lady, a barber. She does everything. There's nothing small or too big for her to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me. Welcome the one and only Sapphire A.
Oh, wow. Big entrance. I was like, woo.
I had to take my time to think about what I'm going to say. How you doing today, though?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Better than most.
Yeah, it's late, but it's time to run it back.
Yeah, so. I'm so sorry for taking
please. It's my
your
fault.
Time. Huh?
No, it's my fault.
No, it's my fault too because I brought you here and we've been talking things off topic.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I really appreciate you, for taking some time from your precious busy schedule to come talk to me. I feel important a little bit, but that's a story for another day. So how's life treating you?
Life is busy. I'm going to Miami for some podcasts next week.
Is it fresh and fit?
No.
Oh, fortunately.
No. Fortunately, actually.
Why fortunately?
Cause Fresh and Fit definitely, they definitely monetize off of the downfall of, women in the sex industry. And they're not on this earth to really help other women that are going through it. It's just monetization. They might be on this earth to try to help men, but they just teach. I think one of them wrote a book, say why women deserve less. And if you really want to try to help this world, then you don't try to inform people and push people toward the idealization of gender wars. I don't believe in gender wars and the separation of men and women.
Wow.
You know, but I will say that the premise of what they were trying to do in the beginning of teaching them that, yeah, we're not the same. However, our different powers and our different values, we add to each other. We complement each other in different ways as long as we are in that role, in that compass.
So you feel like Fresh and Fit, they're trying to come up with something different? Or
yeah, I mean, I experienced it firsthand. They're just monetizing off of women in the sex industry.
Honestly, I did not know we're going to go into this topic, but now I'm kind of curious. How was your experience over there?
Well, I wasn't really interacting with them, but that's because I agreed on a lot of what they were saying. So they didn't have a lot of conversation with me because what they do mostly is a lot of back and forth with people. And I'll say at first, you know, they were pretty chill with me, at least.
Yeah.
But and I think that the business part of it is smart. Because women in the sex industry is never gonna go away. They're always going to be in business. But to constantly just keep going in on people,
and you make them look dumb and stupid.
Well, I mean, that's just their whole career on the platform, is to monetize off of the girls who are uneducated.
Yeah.
So if you really want to help them, if you really want to educate them, then maybe try a different delivery. And I understand, you know, a lot of men will say, oh, that's not how we speak as masculine men and stuff like that. But I think everything is or should be delivered in a way where you have the emotional intelligence to know that certain people take things certain way.
Yeah, honestly, you know, speaking of Fresh and Fit podcasts, these guys, honestly, I don't know. Sometimes when I listen to them, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not even gonna lie. There's some aspect that when you listen, you're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. And then when you try to come closer to really understand what he's saying, he just starts going off, bro. He's saying things. They've taken this masculine energy, masculine nature, high value man, this and that. They just define it in their own terms. And sometimes when you look at it, you ask yourself, is that really the right way a man's supposed to behave? Because a lady is not a tool. We all are human beings, and we have to try to complement each other. If I try to use you as a tool, how does that make me feel? If you feel good using someone as a tool, then I don't think you're a decent human being. Yeah. So I'm not going to speak too much about them because I've not had any one-on-one experience. But I just want, if they happen to listen to this episode, which I think they're not going to listen to it, I just want them to kind of like reflect on themselves and try to understand what they're saying. Because majority of the things they say, I don't know, bro. If you want me to come to your show, I'm ready. We can have this argument.
Right.
But yeah, honestly, that's not how a man have to. You don't have to behave like a, I don't want to say a villain, but you have to try to treat one another with integrity and respect. Yeah. Because everybody deserves to be treated that way. I want that, you want that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You want to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, like, in my experience with them for the I'm not even talking about the clips that I see on the internet where people are just completely wild. But what I have experienced from them is they were relatively respectful, though, to the women that were not coming for them. Like, they didn't once disrespect me. No one did.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, that was recognized. I'll always give people flowers when even if I don't agree with a lot of what they were saying. But two things that I will say. One thing is a high value man. There's a difference between a high value man in a worldly sense and a high value man with the characteristics of the high value characteristics. And those are two very different things, because your worldly status and your status of character, who you are as a person, as an individual, who are you behind closed doors, that's the person that makes a man really high value.
Yeah.
And a lot of what you say as well can be delivered in a stern masculine way, but also be delivered in love. Yeah. And a lot of people, maybe that's just my feminine talking, because I do realize that a lot of people do need that get up and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I need that sometimes too.
Yeah.
But if you know women are emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and you know women get, behave a certain way to your voice and things like this, then act like it. If I'm a woman and I know that as a man, you will not respond to hostility, I'm not going to come at you arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, hey, like, I believe that I need to talk to you about the situation. What do you think on it? And if you need to take time to respond, then take your time. But there's just certain ways, and that's part of emotional intelligence, to know how people respond to certain things.
Mm-hmm. And you got to know how to phrase it, because sometimes you might want to say something and then it comes out rude. I
do all the time.
Yeah, and then you have to try to be emotionally aware to correct yourself, or if it means you have to apologize, go ahead and apologize. But sometimes some people get messed up in their mind, or they're thinking, they believe that, oh, me as a man, if I say something, that's how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. If I make a mistake, I don't need to correct it. I'm a man. I make the decision. I do this. But that's not how it's supposed to be, though. But I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think it's right for a man to be vulnerable to a lady that they love?
I think that a man should be able to be vulnerable to the woman that he's confiding in, yes. But does it always work out? No. Because a lot of women in this world will deem that as weak. Mm-hmm. A lot of women will deem that as like something that's like soft. A lot of women don't like that for some reason. Mm-hmm. And it gives them a lack of sense of security depending on how that man confides in the woman. However, you need to have that safe space as a man, because you're coming home from a world full of chaos, a world full of burden and, just trials, like people constantly coming at you. And, I'll say it then and I'll say it again, like the world is not kind to men at all.
And I'm glad you said that, though.
But to be a woman in a man's presence, especially if you need to confide in me, I need to be that peace, that safe space, and that person you can cry on, that shoulder that you can have when you need to. And that's very important. Women need to understand that it doesn't make a man weak, because at the end of the day, he still has to go back out there and fight the world. Yeah. But to come home to someone and be able to just unload all of that. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah, sometimes ladies got to understand that we, as guys, we're human beings too. We want to be treated the same way you treat your friend. Yeah. We want to be your best friend. But at the same time, we don't want to come tell you our problems, don't want to come be vulnerable around you, and then you take us as being a weak man or stuff like that. Because once a man discovers that that's your impression of him, he's not going to tell you anything anymore.
He becomes nonchalant, like, all right.
When anything happens, he's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And you're going to think that, oh, he's a macho man. Yeah. That's how a man is supposed to be. Just eat the feelings up. Yeah. But one day, that thing is going to burst. And when it come out, you're not going to like the consequences sometimes. You're not going to like it. So that's why you have to, talk to your husband or your boyfriend or your fiance or whatsoever. Try to understand him. Like, are you okay? We guys, we want to also be connected with. We want to talk to our ladies, and we want to see that they really love and value us. Because nowadays, you're going to see most relationships are mostly transactional. Yeah. It's just for a transaction. Sometimes the transaction might be sex. Sometimes the transaction might be money. Sometimes it might be something else. And once it's done, everything goes away. You're like, I'm not feeling you no more. Stuff like that start coming up. And that's really not good. So I believe that if our ladies are also emotionally intelligent to understand their man, then we can have a better world. Because sometimes they always push it towards the male or the guy, like, oh, the guys are not emotionally intelligent. But the ladies too are not. Yeah. Honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're not. A lot of ladies
they think men think like women. Yeah. When it's complete. It's not the same.
Yeah. And most of them have this assumption that, oh, he knows what he's supposed to do, but he's not doing it. Yeah. You cannot assume that when you're in a relationship. Yeah. If you assume that,
some guys just have a complete blank. You know, they be doing stuff, but their mind is just zoned out.
That's true. And when you have this assumption, I cannot understand you because we cannot communicate. That's how you know someone through communication, understanding, comprehension, and then wisdom, the application. But if I don't talk to you, how am I going to understand you? And that's sometimes ladies are going to be like, guys don't know how to communicate. And when you ask a lady, do you know how to communicate? They're like, yes.
For sure.
Do you know how to express your feelings? They'll be like, yes.
Of course.
And then you expect your man to know what is going on? It's like, yes. And then how do you express your feelings? Like, come on now.
Yeah.
They don't really talk. Sometimes a lady something might be going on in her life or something. And then she'll be like, just reserve, expecting you to just, oh, this is what's going on. I'm going to help you. No, talk it out sometimes, you know. I understand we have to, you know, understand our ladies to a point where if something is wrong, you can dictate. But if your lady is not even communicating with you or trying to make you understand her strengths and her weaknesses, how is it going to move? It's going to be tough navigating that situation, honestly.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of women like will claim, oh, communication is key. Like communication. But then when they're mad or they're upset or they're sad, they're in their feelings. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, like don't talk to me. like just actually stay over there. Like I'm in my own bubble. Yeah. And the man's just like, what happened? I thought communication was key. Like,
and the man don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that's it. Most of the time they don't know what to do.
Because men are problem solvers. Yeah. They're just like, what's the solution? And sometimes the way women think that they just either want to vent or just be mad for a little bit.
And they want to talk to.
Yeah.
And that's what I discovered. And when a lady say, leave, or I don't want to see you, it does not mean you should go, dumbhead. You got to stay and talk to her. Try to understand her. She want you to be present, but she don't want to say that. So when they say leave.
I said red light, but it's green light. Like,
when they say leave, some dumbhead just start going in like, oh, let me just give her space.
So you're actually leaving? Like, what are you doing? You said leave.
Yeah, that's why you have to understand, man. There's just little things like this. Ladies value a lot. I'm saying it out of experience, you know. Before I didn't really understand all this stuff. And when I said leave, I'm just like, But after a while, you know, you kind of observe to understand the trend, like what's going on here. And
that comes with experience.
Yeah, and if you don't sit down to reflect, you'll never understand. You'll be like, what's going on? You're going to be this way this minute, the next minute you're something else. And it's a cycle. And you have to know what's, it's like season time do change, winter, summer, spring. And you got to know, is she in spring now? Is it autumn? Is it winter? Is it summer? How do you react? And that's how it is, honestly. Relationship is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be something that, man, I'm going home again. I'm going to see her again. I don't really want to. You should be excited to see your significant other. But nowadays, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. As an African male in America, it's tough navigating the landscape. And that's why I see when I'm going to talk out of experience. That's why I see when like most of us from Africa come to America, it's tough for us to kind of associate with other ethnic groups or maybe Americans or Caucasians. Yeah, we're mostly Africans. Yeah. We interact with our African brothers or stuff like that because we kind of feel like maybe they don't want to accept us or they just feel like they're the best. And then sometimes we're like, when we see the way they do the things, we don't want to be like that. Yeah. And your mom or your dad is going to tell you, I don't want you to be like that person. I don't want you to hang out with that person. They just tell you from the onset. So when you come, you know what you want. And I don't like that because it differentiates us. It makes us like, oh, I'm African and you're African American. But that's not how it's supposed to be. We're black. Yeah, I hate that. And I've been saying that to our parents, like, we have to get to the point where we understand one another. Because if we keep differentiating ourselves, the only thing that makes black people kind of go astray is because they're not united. The top artists are black. Everything, the creative aspect is number one. A lot of people want to be black, Ask Asians, they want to be black. But if you ask them why do they want to be black, they'll be like, do you know what that is? I don't know. I'm on camera. Am I lying?
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a lot of Blasian babies nowadays. That's why I'm the form of it, you know. My dad seen him a South African woman. He was like, nah, that's how I'm here.
Yeah, but honestly, coming back to relationship, I went to another topic. Like relationship is a very important thing. It kind of shape you, mold you, or breaks you. And out of experience, I'm not going to say I've been through a lot of relationships because I've not been through a lot. Because I'm kind of, I'll say reserved, and I know what I want and I go for it. But at times, a lot of people don't really take time to kind of reflect. They want to just do like try and error. Do you think parents have a role to play when it comes to your children understanding what love really means?
Of course. I think that that's the first blueprint that you see of love. And that's where a lot of people get messed up because there's so many single parent homes. And the problem within that is when you grow up and you see the dynamic of your parents say, okay, this is what a relationship looks like. And one thing about children that I've noticed is they are sponges. They absorb and observe everything. So whatever you say, whatever you do, however you act, your child is going to look and say, that's either what I do or what I don't want to be like. Now you can either be an example positively or you can be an example negatively. You don't want to be negatively because you don't know how they're going to react. Positively, you want to understand that, there are vows that you make and responsible choices that you make before, getting into a committed relationship and making offspring, like children. And you need to be able to like articulate your choices in a way that is going to be mindful of the people that you raise. Because people are so careless now. You have kids raising kids. And that would honestly, I think in this day and age where there's so many options and so much social media, it's normalized the baby mama culture. And it's not good. It's not. It makes more divided homes. And, I did a study where single parent households are more likely to commit suicide. They're more likely to become homeless. They're more likely to be, get into drugs, drug addiction. They're more likely to go to prison. All the negative effects. It's more likely when you do not have two disciplined parents raising you in the way that they should. And it's unfortunate.
And just to add to that, a lot of times parents don't really sit down with their kids to talk about relationship, love, or sex. They kind of feel like it's a taboo subject, or you're going to find out when you're going to find out. And that's a problem to me because when those kids go out, they're going to try. They see their friends doing this thing. They'll be like, oh, he's cool. She's cool. He's so cute. And then
more of a lust
they start noticing some kind of strange things. Some parents don't even tell their kids, about the menstrual period or stuff like that. And they embarrass them in school or something. That's not cool. As a parent, you have to guide your kids towards the best possible way to put them in the position where they can succeed. Because if you're not doing that, I understand sometimes parents are busy, with work and all that stuff, but you have to make them understand that you really care about them and value them. Because once a kid just assume, when a kid assume that, oh, my mom don't care, my dad don't care about me, it's a wrap. Because they're going to try to do everything possible to fit in any group they find themselves in. And when they fit in, they're going to try to be like the Joneses and try to do what they do. But if you try to bring your children in and ask them questions like, how is school? What are some of the challenges you're facing in your school right now? Relationship. I know you guys are going to be in love one day.
Yeah.
Yes, how love is. Yes, the definition of love. Just give them a roadmap. At least let them understand. Let them have the blueprint of how to navigate that situation when they get there. But when they're just trying, they'll meet this guy like, he's cute. And then they start dating. Sex. But the guy like, I'm dumping her today.
Damn.
And then they're so emotionally depressed. And they cannot come tell you because they feel like they failed as a child. They don't want to come confine in you because they believe that's not a topic that you're going to entertain. You have to make your children.
Or they're going to talk to their peers.
Yeah.
One thing children have a habit of doing is talking to their friends, people who are going through the same thing as you. They don't know the blueprint. They don't know the pathway. But that's all they could talk to.
Yeah.
And that's not good. That's why it's good to have mentors. It's good to have people that you can look up to and talk to things about.
And be open to your kids, honestly. That goes a long way. I don't have a kid yet. I'm going to have someday. But, when you see some mistakes, that's when you really understand that, man, I can do better. I can be better. And sometimes you can say it, but when you get to that point, you really understand why some people do what they do. But at the end of the day, you have to put your kids as priority, no matter what, because family comes first, because that's your legacy. You're going to leave behind those kids. It's not the amount of money you leave with them. It's the principles you instill, because you can give them $1 million and they're going to squander it the next day. But those principles and values are going to be forever with them.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Out of your parents, your spouse, and your kids, which one are you putting first, second, and third?
I saw your poll.
Yeah.
So first is going to be my spouse.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because, I'm a traditional man, and I believe in the Bible. What the Bible says, a man is going to leave the mother and father and going to cling onto the wife, and they're going to become one. So I believe that me and my wife were one in the spirit. So after my wife, my kid. My kid, because that's my offspring, and I have to nurture them, guide them, and put them in the best possible way to succeed. That does not mean I'm going to neglect my mom or dad. They're going to be they're going to always be family, but they're also going to understand that I'm also growing my own family, and I have to also take care of my family. The wrong thing to do is putting your parents first in your relationship, and you're married. That's not good, because now your wife have to fight for your attention with your mother or your dad. That's not good. It's going to cause a lot of friction in the relationship. What's your response going to be?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You sure?
Yeah, a lot of people would. I actually had a few disagreements with a lot of people saying that they were going to put their kids first before their spouse and things like this. But I'm like, you realize that you and your spouse both need to work together to take care of your kids. This, like, if you have a disagreement with your kids and stuff like that, you're just going to take your kid's side all the time, and now you're the person that you made the kids with. Yeah,
that's bad, because now you're going to be acting like as a good guy. Why your wife is going to be like the bad guy? That's not good.
And there should always be, a format of the relationship. I always call it like the umbrella, where it should be God, then the husband, then the wife, and then the children. Yeah. And so when the children, come out, it doesn't mean that you're not prioritizing them. Of course, they are big priority. But you need to make a good decision in the first place on making the person that you're going to be creating children with. Make sure that you guys are a team. Yeah. Without your wife, there's no child. Exactly. So if someone says that to me, like, hey, I'm going to prioritize my wife, my child first, and then my wife, I'm going to ask that person, just imagine you're in a situation where your wife was pregnant and she's about to give birth, and the doctor asks you, what do you want to save? Is it your wife or your child? Right. Who are you going to save? Right. That's a good one. Who are you going to save? That's a good one. Imagine people be like, nah, Forget her. Give me my child.
If someone says that, oh my God, it just shows the person's intention from the onset. Yeah. Because you cannot live,
You're like, nah, you really hate that girl,
yeah,
don't you?
You got to believe that there's hope. I know some, even though some ladies will want to go to let a child live. I've seen a situation like that.
Yeah. I've only seen movies, but
yeah, and it's a movie too. I don't know if it's real. Someone can do that in real life because it's hard, to want to take your own life for a child. Yeah, it's hard. But if a guy says, "Oh, I want to save my child and let that woman go," oh my goodness, that is crazy. But I believe that 90% of people are gonna say, "I want my wife." Why? Because you know that there's a possibility that another child is on the way. That's just it. Without hope, there's no life. So if you believe that is hope, then things are always going to get better. Yeah, that's how I believe. But sometimes things always go differently, not as planned. You might believe one thing, and then the next day you realize that things evolve. A lot of people focus on facts, and that's a problem because facts do change. But if you focus on principle, facts change.
Like what?
It's the fact that you're here right now. The truth is you're going to be going home soon.
Okay.
Facts are just a present description of things.
Really?
Yeah. Just a present description of things.
So if I say the sun is hot.
It's just a fact.
But that's not changing.
It's going to change. After like a while, the sun is going to set. So what happened? It was a fact.
But the sun is still hot though. It's just on the other side of the world.
That's what I'm saying. But where we are now, things change. It's not going to be like that forever.
Why not? I feel like the sun's going to be hot.
No. I mean, if the sun is hot right now, is this so? Oh, okay, let me just take for example.
Are you saying the sun's not hot when it's nighttime?
No. I'm saying something like, let's just say, for example, summer, winter, and spring, right? Why does the season change?
Because of the rotation of the sun.
But what I'm trying to, my bad. In a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is this: like, anything that do change is a fact, not principle. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, then principle on changing truth. Like for example, you brought up the sun.
Okay.
The sun is principle. Because God created it. And the reason why I said it was a fact was because I was thinking you were talking about seasons. I did not know that you were just talking about the sun being there.
But that's a fact though.
What? No, the sun being... No. Oh Lord, this podcast episode.
Now this is a whole clip in itself.
I'm confusing myself. But honestly, it's a fact. It's a fact. I just thought about it. It's a fact. Anything that changed, because it's just a present description of things, it's going to change and it's going to evolve. But after a while, what am I even saying?
Nah, this was good though, because I felt like I was like, okay, I don't know where you're going with this, but I hear you.
Yeah, but I mean, never mind. Regardless, it is a fact that, I mean, facts are present description of things, and if the sun sets, and it does not stay like that forever.
What?
The sun,
like the hotness?
Yeah.
Really? Because I feel like the sun is lava. So
I'm talking. During the winter, is it hot?
No, it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's because the sun is like farther.
But yeah.
But the sun is still hot.
No, I'm saying yeah.
Oh, but the sun is still hot.
But
it's
it's
cold
not
here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not hot. So it's fact.
But if you go close to the sun, it's still gonna be hot.
Yeah, if you go close to the sun, it's gonna be hot.
So the sun is hot.
But yeah, it's not hot.
Why is the sun not hot here?
Because the season change. And during the summer, it's hot.
But the season is not the sun, though. The sun itself is hot.
Yeah, the sun is hot. But I'm talking in regards to Earth, though. I'm not saying, like, the sun is hot.
Okay,
But
I
like,
see what you're saying.
yeah,
But,
in regards to Earth, like
the weather is
the
not
weather
hot.
change. Yeah,
Got
it changes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
That's what the miscommunication.
Yeah, that's what the
Like,
miscommunication was.
hot.
Yeah, the sun is hot when it comes to like air, like reflecting on that, like that change due to the seasons. That's what I was trying to say. You know, I went off a little bit,
Got you.
yeah. Anything that changes is facts.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Principles are unchanging truth. Even though some people try to manipulate fact to principles, and that's not possible. You can never enter the highway through an exit. When you want to enter an exit, it says wrong way. But unfortunately, these days, people try to enter the wrong way and say they're entering the highway.
So what if I say like you're African?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fact or a principle?
A fact? Is that a fact or principle? Mm-hmm. It's a principle. I'm African.
Okay.
I'm gonna always be African.
So I'm light skinned. That's a principle.
You're trying to test me, aren't you? It's a principle.
Okay.
Yeah, because no matter what, you're gonna be light skinned. Even though some people nowadays try to change your color and stuff like that, but you're still gonna be. No matter where I am, people refer to me as African. Some people might say the accent. I got the African accent. Hey, you don't hear that much, bro.
Love it. You just made your voice deeper. Okay.
Yeah, so facts and principles, you know, a lot of times people focus on facts and they don't really want to, you know, do something reasonable with their life. And when you focus on facts, you're not really going to do something meaningful, because when you realize that your partner, she's just going to be like this forever. Yeah. And if you don't know that things change, there's seasons to everything, you're not going to really understand and study her. But if you think it's principle, she's never going to change, bro, you're never going to study her. And you're going to just go to the next person, on to the next. But if you believe that things do change, it's just a present description of her state of mind, and then you're going to know there's hope. And if you lost hope in life, then what else is there? Hope.
No, that just got deep really quickly.
No, I'm serious. Like, what else is there? Yeah. Because once there's hope, you believe that tomorrow is going to be better. But if you don't believe in the future, why are you living? Why are you existing?
Oh, wow.
Why are you laughing?
No, that was fire.
But don't you believe that?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this has been the most craziest episode ever.
No, okay, so this is what I will say about the seasons changing though. I will say I agree with what I understood from you when you were talking about the seasons changing and the accepting those changes. Yeah. Because too many times, have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule?
80-20 rule? I think so.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of people leave the 80% to find the 20% that 80% is missing. And that's the problem with a lot of people, because you don't accept that person in the season that they're in their 20%. You have to take somebody that you can say, I love your 80%. I can deal with your 80%. And we can thrive off of this 80%. Yeah. But that 20%, I'm going to have to, instill a little bit more discipline and patience within myself so that I can be able to deal with your 20% sometimes. And that is where faith comes in, or not faith. That is where loyalty comes in. That is where discipline comes in. That's where the practice of maturity comes in, where you will be tested based off of what your 20% is. But too many people, they see that 20%. They see the little ugly side of somebody, the side where it needs to be worked on, and they leave to go find a 20%. They leave $1 for a penny, a dusty ass penny.
Yeah, that's true. And that's messed up though, honestly.
Yeah, it is. But it's because people don't have that maturity or the discipline to understand. They'll realize it later for sure when they see that 20% has absolutely nothing to do with the 80%. But when it comes to the maturity level and the discipline to be able to see that, you have to know that every relationship will require work, and
Yeah.
every relationship will be a test of your patience. There is no perfect relationship.
Yeah.
That's a fairy tale that is absolutely never going to come true.
If I got something from what you're saying is a lot of people want a finished product.
Yeah.
They don't want
they
to
do.
work to
Yeah.
get to that level.
And they're not finished themselves.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's the definition of America. Insanity. I'm just joking. I love America,
No,
by
you're
the way. I love America. A lot of people do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome. That's crazy.
Called insanity. That is the definition of insanity if we look it up.
Yeah, and that's messed up because, you know, a lot of people, they don't believe that, oh, this person actually have a future. Someone might have a lot of plan, ambition, goals, goal-driven, goal-oriented. But the fact that he's not in that position now, you just feel like, oh no, he's a lost cause. I got to go find someone who is already a millionaire. And that person don't even want you. That person don't even want you. He's looking for someone that is probably close to that level. Or maybe someone he just want to have fun with. He's not looking to settle down or something because that's just a limited few. Like just a few people are millionaires. If you want to check, okay, how many people are in America? Maybe 300 something million people. How many people are millionaires? Maybe thousands or a million. Let's just say million. Let's just say a million millionaires in America.
Okay.
Upon that million millionaires, how many ladies are in America?
Yeah. It's like they can't all have the same thing.
Yes, not everybody can have a millionaire. So you have to find that guy who is going to be a future millionaire and work together to get him to that level. I believe ladies are they come with the ability to help a man grow. But most of the time, the ladies don't use that.
They can help.
They don't use that side.
They don't you can't make a man grow though.
You can help him, but you have to see him as someone who is goal-oriented, vision-driven, or something like that. You know, I'm not just saying, oh, get into any relationship, you see a guy who is taking weed on the street or just taking drugs, you make him be a millionaire tomorrow. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
Even then, though, I will say one thing about potential is that is actually not a thing. Like, I don't believe in potential. I think...
Why don't you believe in potential?
I think potential isn't real because I believe potential is a way of saying... this is what I would do if I was in your position and I had your talent. That's what potential is. Because if you don't want it, as much talent and as much skill as you have, if you don't want it, if you don't work for it, then you're not going to get it.
But if someone with potential is moving towards that direction and is not there yet.
Yeah, they could be moving toward the
Does that
direction
count for
as
something?
much as they can. Yeah, of course. A for effort. But there's a lot of people with a direction and no destination.
But the thing is, as a lady, right, I believe that you have intuition. And that's very important.
We have a mother's intuition, maybe. But relationships? You know how many women make bad relationship decisions? People say women have like relationship intuition. And I'll say, yeah, maybe if you believe in God. No. Maybe if you fast and pray about it.
Honestly, see, you know a red flag, but you voluntarily put your head on the red flag. I
feel like that's common sense though.
But you can tell that this person's a red flag.
Yeah.
But you go for it. Even though your intuition is telling you, do not.
Yeah.
So don't you think it works? It don't work.
But that's not what I think. That's
but you don't
people's
listen to
intuition.
It. But you don't
because
listen to it.
You get the same feeling.
But that's what I'm saying. But most of the time, people don't listen to it. They don't tap.
But that's also, and there's no excuse for this, but that's also because a lot of people, men and women, will actually give more leeway to the people they love. Mm-hmm. They will ignore more red flags to the people that they are either lusting over or love. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just how it is. Well, because you have to deal with more.
But talking about red flags, if you notice that this guy is not for you and you're already emotionally invested in that guy, what are you going to do? You're going to stay there? Or
Well,
you're gonna...
what are the red flags?
No,
Give
no.
me an example.
Okay. You've been dating this guy for like maybe 5 years or so.
5 years? God damn. Nigga didn't drop on the knee or nothing?
You've been dating this guy for 5 years and no plans of marriage. Every time you bring it up, he tells you that he's not ready yet.
No, hell no.
He's not ready yet. And then another thing, you find out that he's been cheating.
Damn.
But you love him so much and you find out you're emotionally invested and you don't want to start afresh. Because this is another thing. A lot of ladies always say this thing. I don't want to start from scratch. I've been here for 5 years. Starting back from scratch is going to be tough. You know, we wouldn't know each other. I know the family. I know this, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, I don't know what to do. What are you going to do?
Well, you know, I say that I met you as a stranger and you're going to go back. Like the bird you are, you can fly.
Really?
Well, here's the thing, right? Bible gives me 2 options to leave a marriage: infidelity or death.
No, this is not even marriage. I'm talking about you in a relationship.
For sure. We're done. Now I don't got no ties to you. Like, pish posh, nigga, scram. Nah, but in all seriousness, if you cheating and you don't want to marry me, and I'm getting all of these signs, but I love you, what does that say about my own respect? It does. It's absolutely no. Here, one quote I saw was, a woman will see a man that is like a peasant, whether it be character-wise or whatever. A woman will see a man as a peasant and try to marry him. Now you are the wife of a peasant. But if you treat a man like a king, now you are the queen to the king.
That's deep.
Now, a man of true intention and character will make it known to you. I would rather lose 5 years and start again now than lose 5 years and lose another 5 years just to do it later.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm on a clock. Actually, I want a lot of kids. Yeah. So you're either gonna tighten up now or get to walking.
What if you guys have kids already? Let's just say 4 kids.
And we're not married?
Yeah, I'm not married.
Nah, that's not happening. Like, that will not be any scenario of mine, because that's absolutely not. Yeah, that will never be a thing for me.
Why? We're getting deep now.
Yeah, I'm not having kids out of wedlock. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, you got me messed up.
Minus wedlock, I want to ask you something. If your guy say, "Oh, I want to have kids, but I don't want to get married yet."
Oh, wow.
And then we can get married later.
No, I'm gonna say, you know what? I really congratulate you for, you know, everything that you're accomplishing and the man that you are. You know, in its entirety.
So what you're indirectly saying is, if a guy says kids without marriage, that's a done deal.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, honestly. But nowadays, that's not how it is, though.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
A lot of ladies lower the value, expecting the guy to change.
Yeah,
and the guy does not change. Yeah. And then they feel disappointed. They're like, after I've given you everything, my all, you still treat me this way, but you brought your standard down. See, that's the whole potential thing. Yeah. Like, I see you can be this person. No, I disagree with you on that one. Yeah, I honestly disagree with you. The reason why I'll say that is this. Like, there's some guys, I'm not going to say all, who have potential. For me, potential is untapped, energy, untapped strength, untapped ability, skills. Because sometimes the moment you achieve something or the moment you get that thing, it's no longer your potential. You understand, right? No? The moment you achieve something, it's no longer your potential. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's the goal you've already. It's a goal. Right. So people move towards that thing and they have like. So you've never heard someone say you've reached your potential? Reach your potential? if you reach your potential, why are you leaving? You
Damn.
always you 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 always have to have different potentials. That's
Really?
that's the whole essence of life.
So that means there's no such thing as an actual potential then, because you constantly are moving the goal.
That's how it's supposed to be.
But no,
It's
because I feel like potential is like, oh, a dream of what you could be.
the moment you achieve that thing, you want something else.
Of course,
That's life.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
how it
potential.
should be.
That's potential.
No,
What?
I think that is your ability to harbor your skill and your talent and your work ethic into a result.
But that's why I said potential is untapped skills, untapped ability.
So would you say
untapped strength.
you believe in your own potential, or other people have? Because everybody
have potential.
but everyone would have a different idea of what your potential is. Some people say you could probably reach for the stars, and some people say you could probably reach for the moon.
I mean, I always aim for the moon because if I miss, I'm gonna land among the stars.
That is so Corey.
The reason I say that is because a lot of people don't even aim at all. And when they hit anything, they're like, that's what I was aiming for.
You can't miss a shot you don't
Yeah,
take.
that's the thing. So I'm gonna aim for the moon, and if I miss, I'll land around the stars.
For sure, but what if you stay in the dirt? Like, some
If
people do that. Some people have big dreams and big visions and say, I can accomplish this and that.
I get what you're
but
saying.
they don't put the work in.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference, though. That's the difference. You know, you can tell someone who actually have a future and someone who does not.
You know, I've seen some great people turn into nothing.
They turn into nothing. Something happened along the way
Yeah.
that make them feel discouraged. Or because
Or
it's
just
not
a trial.
It's
Sometimes
not
it's just
easy.
life.
Yeah, because it's not easy, you know, to keep pushing. At times when you get some setbacks, you realize that, bro, why do I keep doing this thing? I've been doing this thing for like 5 years now, no results, so just chill. But if you never give up, you'll never fail. The only person who fails is the person who gives up, because there's never an opportunity to get that thing.
Love that.
But if you keep pushing, you're not a failure. You don't. I cannot consider you a failure. But if you give up, you're a failure. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So if you keep pushing, then you're gonna hit every goal you set. Because at the end of the day, it's not the outcome that matters; it's the process that matters.
So I have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
So, based off of what you said, right? You think I could become a rapper if I kept trying?
No.
What? But what if I really wanted it?
And I'm not going to answer the question straightforward, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to observe you for a long period of time, and then I see what you're doing, your daily goals, your daily objectives. If you're hitting those stuff, if you have any milestone, because there's one thing to say, oh, I want to become a rapper, the best rapper. I got the talent. I smoke blunts. I'm in the streets. I take some weed.
That's what rappers
I take
do?
some drugs. I'm like, hey, yeah, bitchy, some this and that. And at the end of the day, you sit there, you're like, yeah, I feel you. I got the right.
Well, I feel like I got the juice.
But at the end of it,
have you heard my diss tracks?
and then when you hear them, what's it? Give me the rhyme. Give me.
Yeah, Sam, I am. Like,
And
stop
then-
playing with me. What? I got stop playing. That's potential right there.
That's no potential. That's why we disagree. Honestly, that's why we disagree. Because when you see someone who is going somewhere, you can tell.
Really? I feel like I'm going places.
I mean, you going places, honestly. I know. I was, in regards to rap, you're not going nowhere. In regards to rap,
I'm gonna come up with a diss track and send it to you.
you can diss me like Drake. Hey, Drake. You can diss me. I don't mind. I'm going to sing in African accent. And then
wow.
I sing with some African, local language. My native language.
I
And you're
love
not going to understand anything.
It's okay.
Everybody
It's
from
gonna go hard.
Everybody
you know?
from my country is going to be like, oh my God, I feel pity for this girl. Yeah, but honestly, the people with potential that you have to really take a closer look at them. You never know. Because I know most ladies now are like, man, I don't deal with potential. These potential guys, They always say, I'm gonna do this, but they end
Guy
up
with
doing
dreams
nothing.
and no work.
Yeah, if the guy is not working, then he's not even worth your time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's not worth your time. But if he's moving towards that goal,
even God doesn't believe in laziness.
Nah. You have to be disciplined. Self-discipline is a big thing. Because if you're not self-disciplined, you're not going anywhere in this life, honestly.
And also, here's the thing that I would really like to convey the message to men, because a lot of men do not really understand the power of this as much as they should. I do believe that a lot of men will ask for either the submission of a woman or the leadership to lead a woman, even if he's not there yet.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a lot of lack of security in that because there's no results yet. So I drill it into the men that I speak to that you need to understand that there is a life that is following you now. And you need to put that work in.
Yeah.
Like, you have a life dependent on you and your success.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not you make it is on you. But a lot of people are just playing the game, and they're, sleeping in, and they're not doing the things that they need to do to make sure that those two people now can successfully get to where they need to go.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people now, they will ask for this kind of role of being a leader. But in order to be a leader, you have to understand there are people under you that you are now responsible for.
Yeah. And
it's important, because when you shift your mind to a woman and say, if I follow someone who I see potential in, even as hardworking as you are and as character driven as you are and all of these things, there's still, as of right now, nothing to show results for. Now, there could be milestones like we were talking about, but the results right now, where we say we're going to go, we're not there yet. So there's a lack of security there. In terms, and I'm not talking about being insecure, but when there's no results, it leaves questions in women's mind. Women are very planned out. They think, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. Yeah. I'm going to map this and this out. A lot of women are actually, majority of women are a lot more planned out than men at a younger age. Women know what they want to be. They know if they want to be married or have kids. Yeah, it could change along the way, but they know faster than men. Men are usually maybe 30, 35, where they're like, all right, it's time. Women, they know by 18, 19, all right, it's time.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, and you mentioned leadership. I think leadership plays a very big role in society. And when it comes to relationship, a lot of time guys want to take the leadership role. I'm a man, so therefore means I'm a leader. But at times they don't really understand what leadership really means. As a man, you have to know that it's not only about leadership, but true leadership and servant leadership. So why do I say servant leadership? So if you're a leader, if you see something that is wrong, what do? You don't come to direct people to try to fix it. You have to fix it. And you have to lead by example. So be the example, and other people are going to, listen to you. Because at the end of the day, people who you expect to follow you are observing you. And when they're observing you, they're asking themselves some questions. Does this guy really care about me? Does he value my opinion? Is he able or willing to help me reach the life that I desire or reach my dreams in life? Yeah. When a servant or a follower is asking themselves this question and studying you, and they can't find the answer to that, it's going to be tough for that person to follow you. Because actually, if you don't care about the person, why should they follow you? Because most of the times people think leadership is all about control, but it's not. Yeah. It is not at all. You have to be, man, I've been in a position where, I'm going to say this, I've been in a position where I saw leaders kind of use power to suppress other people. And they don't want to see the other people grow. They want to be the one. Oh, I'm the one. I have to try to do everything within my power to keep getting all the promotions to get to another level. While the other person who is helping you, you don't even value them. That's not good. Because never push someone out of the ladder on your way up.
Yeah.
Because that guy might come with you. He might pull you down with him. Like as he's going, he just take the whole ladder.
Yeah,
and what are you gonna
burn
do?
Bridges too fast.
Yeah, you have to lift people up because you never know. You might need that guy on your way down.
Yeah, one of the first things that one of my mentors has taught me is in order to become a billionaire, you should make millionaires, right? 100 millionaires, and you'll become a billionaire in that aspect.
That's my goal, honestly.
Yeah,
I want to be a billionaire in the next 10 years, and I'm saying this in public.
And it's all about your network. It's all about your community.
And be ready to serve.
Yeah, because people that are real leaders and kings and queens and all of this stuff, when you understand that your village is what makes your kingdom, that is when you learn the importance of community, of helping people up, of the servant kind of leadership. Because even Jesus, when you look at how he washed the disciples' feet, he said, I'm going to humble myself. And a lot of people do not realize or come to the conclusion that once you are on a pedestal, or you put yourself on a pedestal, God will be quick to knock your ass down.
Yeah. And as a leader, you have to listen. Don't just talk. A lot of people think, oh, I just have to pass my message across. Really? Yeah. And you're not even listening to what they're saying. How are you going to understand them or try to meet their needs when you don't even listen to them? And listening is not just folding your hands and just hear them talk. Because you can be hearing, but you're not listening. Yeah. The thing is just coming in and just going out. Yeah. But when you listen to understand them, then that's when you actually listen. But if you're listening just to respond, when the person is talking, you're thinking about what you want to say. And that is not effective communication. That's why when you're talking, I'm just sitting down, trying to understand your message before I give what I want to say. And then sometimes it don't come out well because, that's when I'm processing it. Because as I'm listening to you, I'm just sitting trying to understand where you're actually coming from. Sometimes we may disagree. That's normal. We're human beings. We're not going to agree with every aspect of life. We're going to disagree. But when we disagree joyfully. Like, you should be happy and happy. Not like we're throwing punches at each other. That's not life, So yeah, at the end of the day, leadership is important. But love too matters. Love. What is love to you? I know, almost time.
Love to me, oh my goodness. Love to me is, it really exemplifies the fruits of the Spirit. It's, it's actions. Yep. It's sacrifice. Jesus died on the cross and sacrificed, God sacrificed his one and only son to save our sins. And that is unconditional love, agape love. That's the only kind of love I believe in. And anything other than that is a mere clouded, false definition.
So if someone come to you and say, hey, Sapphire, I love you. What do you tell that person?
I love you too.
I'm on a serious note. Like, someone wants to be intimate with you, right?
Oh, well, I can love a stranger.
No, they say I love you. Do you ask the person like, why do you love me, or like you just love the person too?
I mean, you should love your neighbor as yourself.
I do understand that. But I'm saying on a different level.
I think people confuse loving someone with being in love with someone.
Teach me.
Now, if you say, I'm in love with you, then I'm going to be like, for what? I mean, I could have enough ego to be like, well, I could see why. But if I ask you that question, then yeah, I want it to be more than just beauty, just because you know you think I'm beautiful or things like that. I want it to be, you know, the things of character. I would like, you know, a man told me, when I see you and I talk to you, I see somebody who could be the future mother to my children, someone that I would want my children to look up to. When someone said that to me, I was like, you know, there's not a lot of compliments that get to me, but that one right there, that one was a good one. I was like, nah, like, that was stop.
A high bar. You like, damn.
Oh, I know, right?
So cute. You got the bar.
Yeah, so when they said that, I was like, that's something that I want to be. I want to be someone when they see me, they see someone that enlightens me on the things that I don't know, or they are patient with me. They are kind, the things that make me feel good as a person, in my soul. But I also realize that as a woman, that's how you gain respect without lustful eyes. And beauty definitely adds it, but that's not everything. That's not how you keep a man.
Yeah,
beauty is how you lure in a man. It's not how you keep a man. There are beautiful women that will get cheated on. And even women with good character that will get cheated on. Yeah. But the way to really get a hold of a man's mind and soul, you gotta be a good woman at heart and an authentic woman that has true character. You can't fake it.
So if a lady walk up to you and say, "Hey, Sapphire, I listened to the podcast. You said a lot of things about relationship, love, and being a good woman. I don't really know if I'm a good woman right now. And I want you to tell me, how can I be a good woman, Sapphire?"
Okay. That's a great question.
What are you going to tell the person?
I will say, first of all, if you think that you're not a good woman, then there's probably some things you need to work on. And we can talk about it. You know, we can go through the things of why you feel that way. Because feelings are usually a symptom of something else. Yeah. You know, why are you feeling that way? And get to the root problem of it. What actions caused that? What was your mind thinking at the time? However, when it comes to trying to be better, we're all trying to be better. Yeah. At the end of the day, none of us are deserving. I know I'm not deserving. I need grace. I need mercy. I need patience. And I will be the first to say that. I'm 100% not perfect. However, it's a daily choice to be better. Yeah. It's a daily choice to say, hey, I'm going to be better than yesterday. I'm going to fall sometimes. But if I'm not running, I'm walking. If I'm not walking, I'm crawling. If I'm not crawling, I'm praying. I'm on my knees and I'm praying God for the strength to keep going. Yeah. And that is all that I can do. So at the end of the day, yeah, there are definitely different levels to it. Trying to exemplify and engulf yourself in the virtues. Becoming a virtuous woman. Yeah. That is something that takes practice. Yeah. Daily practice.
And a lot of people are like, how do I become a virtuous woman?
I'll say engulf yourself in Jesus.
That's true.
He is the way, the truth, and the light. No one can go to the Father except through him. And if we don't understand that, which we very much need to come to face that principle, then we're not getting anywhere. Yeah. So.
You know, the first time when you came to the show, we talked and talked. And then after a while, it got interesting when we got personal a little bit. Yeah. And you said your age. And I was like, I don't believe you. And today again, I'm still thinking about the age you said back then. And I'm like, everything she said now is on point, even though we disagree on just a little things. Sure. It was not that much. I'm like, you sound more mature than even people who are 40 years old. You know, a lot of people think experience means you're wise or smart. Yeah. I realize that that's not true at all.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. Like, being a wise person, wisdom has nothing to do with age. If you're 40, you're just old. That's all. It does not mean you're smart because I've seen boys at 40. I swear, I was like, honestly, so hearing you talk and I'm just listening. I'm like, she's spitting out wisdom. And it's rather unfortunate that nowadays people don't really seek wisdom. They seek all the bullshit. They want things that are just going to make them laugh or something that's just going to be fake. Yeah, they just want to be famous now. They don't want to really find or seek principles, something that is going to make them better in the right way. They're just like, what's going to give me some money today? Yeah. And that's what they go for. So listening to you makes me believe that there's hope. Because if you have people talk like you do, and have kids listen to what you say, like there's going to be a lot of better thing in the future. Honestly, I'm going to sit down here and say, if we keep going the way we're going right now, the future is going to be a mess.
Well, I actually am looking forward to that.
Yeah, but if we believe in the future, it's going to be, and I look forward to working with you.
Yeah,
we're going to see how it's going to go.
Yeah. But I will say this though, the future should be a mess. Like, it should be complete chaos. Those are the signs that we're gonna get for the end of the world. Like, if it's perfect, that means we're probably going backwards. That's like, all right, Jesus, it's
but
time.
I do believe that we'll see how like billions of years before that happen. But that's a story for
I hope it's not that long. I need Jesus now. Like, I'm ready. Like, take me. It's okay.
You always need to need Jesus because you never know. Rapture can happen anytime for those who believe in that. But some people don't even believe in that. At the end of the day, you believe in what you believe in. I'm not going to impose anything. But I believe that someone created the earth and Jesus. So sometimes I do get this often, especially people who are not Christian. They'll be like, if Jesus is the Son of God, and sometimes you refer to Jesus as God, and then who is God?
Trinity.
I'm like, don't you believe in God the Father, God the Son, God the Father, God the Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit? I'm like, man, you guys keep saying this, but I don't want to go into that right now. The reason why I was addressing that is because, like, just listening to you talk, I just believe that there's hope in the future. And we need more Sapphires.
No. We need more people like Jesus. Never me.
No. We need more people like Jesus, but we need more people who are gonna talk like you though, who are gonna respond the way you respond, are gonna see life from that angle. Even though they might have their own different perspective, but if they channel it towards God, they're gonna be like Sapphire. I'm not saying you're going to take the credit because God is going to take the credit. Yeah. But if you have good role models, things are going to get better. But if you have like people are going to be saying, fuck your bitch.
Yeah, people say that all the time. Actually, my comment section be brutal.
Yeah. Sometimes I look at them like, wow, I don't know how you do it, but it's tough,
Yeah. One of my favorite stories is Solomon, King Solomon, because people like, kind of what we were talking about, people ask for riches, people ask for fame, people ask for all of these materialistic things. When King Solomon asked for wisdom, he got all of those things later. But to understand and know how to direct and encounter things in life, that is that's the key to success. They say smart people learn from their own experiences and wise people learn from the experiences of others. And I think that's why you don't have to. There's old people that don't know nothing, but there's young people that can observe and see how people move, what works and what doesn't work.
That's why having this conversation with you, I learned a lot. I'm just sitting taking notes in my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, what she's saying kind of makes sense. Let me jot that down. Even though you cannot see me jotting down. And I advise you watching or listening to this podcast episode, please, when you listen to something that makes sense, kind of jot it down. You have your phone notes, just go to your notes and just jot it down. You never know, you might need that thing tomorrow. Or you might go through something and you realize, oh, they said this on the Benrolins Blueprint Podcast. Let me go check it out. Or better still, watch the episode again. Anyways, Sapphire, I don't want to take much of your time. I just saw the time right now. I know you're so tired. I really appreciate you for coming to the show, and I look forward to having more interesting and intriguing conversations with you. This has been an honor, having you on the show today. I really appreciate you for coming. But before I let you go, I want to ask you if you have anything to say to my audience.
Y'all need to really tune into him. I know you need to be more consistent, but you got to be patient with him.
She just called me out. Okay. I take that.
Yeah, he's going to have more guests over here. So you guys got to tune in.
Yeah. So. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. The future is bright. I believe that. Hey guys, there you have it. Unfortunately, this episode just came to an end. I wish the conversation just continued, but it's unfortunate. I hope you enjoyed it like I did. And I just want to appreciate you guys for everything you do. And if you're new to our channel, this is the Benrolins Blueprint platform. Do us a favor. Like the videos, please. And subscribe to the channel. It's going to go a long way for us to send the message out. And share it with your loved ones, family, and friends.
And even strangers.
And strangers too. She said it. And strangers, because you never know what is my help. You never know. Thank you guys, and see you on the next episode. Benrolins Blueprint comes to an end. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.